Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Brian Seymour King of Comic Town.
Yo, and we are back for another good week of great books. There was a lot of good stuff.
Right. And this is another one. I think it's a 5 Wednesday month.
Yes.
So stuff normally is spread out. But like we're looking at up top, right? We only have one that's the same.
Yes.
And I mean, like we're super the same here.
Yes.
But we cut out a bunch of books.
Yes. I know I put at least 2 back.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is coming out that is really good. I wonder if, like, because of the craziness that 2020 has been, are we seeing such a huge influx of really good books?
That backlog that couldn't come out is now starting to. And the creativity of you're at home and you can get those. Maybe that's what's
and everything. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So, all right. So going down here, like you said, we have one that's the same. So where do you want to start?
Ooh, that's a toughie. All right. The one that I'm kicking myself that I didn't grab from my reading pile is American Ronin. that one's on me. I should have.
AWA Upshot, Peter Milligan, ACO, David Lorenzo, Dean White. Okay, so we're in this world where there's nanotech-fueled assassins that can, like, get pieces of your DNA and do crazy things. Yeah. Wild things, know who you are, memories, all kinds of stuff. And they use that to get close enough to kill you. We've got Ronin here on his pursuit of basically going up against what seems to be like this crazy cartel. Yeah. And nobody can figure out why he's gone against the grain.
Yeah.
But they've, like, contracted another dude to come after him. And they are, I mean, you're talking about cat and mouse game.
Oh, nice.
Hardcore. This is dope. This is a lot of fun. If this is not a show soon, somebody's getting kicked in the neck. I'm going to just tell you how I feel. Yeah. Okay? That's just how I feel.
All right. I'm going to go Power Rangers.
Okay.
Anywhere from Power Rangers number 57, although that's what the cover says. Right. It's actually Power Rangers number 1. All right. So the Omega Rangers have come across some incredibly powerful entity that is just going to planets, deeming with the people are worthy of living or not.
Whoa.
And if they're not, just wiping out all life. Drakon knows something about this new enemy.
Okay.
And they break him out of jail. Why would, like, you're really rolling the dice with that.
Yeah. Like, Lord Drakon, he took over everything.
Right.
Like, multiple worlds, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay.
Yeah. But he knows about this, I think I'm going to mispronounce it, but Imperials.
Okay.
And they're just giant freaking, I mean, the design's pretty cool. It's like a celestial almost.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mad sweet.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It is a darker take, but still really fun at the heart of it. So I recommend it. The cover's going to present weird, but it is Power Rangers number 1. It's this week. There's like 3 regular covers, and there is also a blank cover that you can get your favorite artist to draw on, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
So
we got some secret plans for those.
Yeah. Yeah, keep your eyes out. Also on our Facebook page, we're going to be posting about it, and we might have some special rangery type action for you.
Very much so. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Superman 27.
Yes.
Now I jumped off the Superman train for a little while. Wanted to jump back on. Something about this cover, I was like, this is interesting.
Kind of interesting.
You know, it's all black. Soup's here. It's looking all lost and whatnot. With the biggest cape I think I've ever seen in my life.
That is a Spawn-esque cape.
It's huge. Yeah. It's absolutely huge. So it picks up where Superman is fighting some unknown character here. And apparently this fight has gotten so devastatingly bad that Soups had the bright idea of bringing this guy into the Phantom Zone just to keep him away from everybody else. Yeah. And so Soups can kind of cut loose a little bit. So from the rumor mills that we've heard, we're coming to the end points of Bendis's run. Yeah. And what I think is really interesting is this approaches I don't want to say a change of status quo, but, you know, every now and again when a writer jumps into a Superman title, they futz with things and they want to try something new. Yeah. This is probably one of the most interesting new elements that I think I've ever seen. Like, we've had like multiple colors of kryptonite that do different things. Yeah. This one is of that same vein, but in a very unique, original context. I'm curious as to how that's going to play out. So This one's an interesting one. So definitely pick this up. If you've been following it, you know to pick it up because there's been all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. But I'm real interested in this one. Like, where's this going to go?
Really cool.
Yes.
Also from DC, we've got the Punchline Special. And it is basically the origin story of the new character, the woman who is Joker's new girlfriend after he and Harley split. And admittedly, as I was about to read this, I'm thinking, I don't care.
Right.
And what I really expected was kind of some kind of like half-butted attempt to create like your newer Harley.
Right.
And it's not.
No?
It actually really surprised me. We find out her initial interaction with Joker and a reason why she is now with him. And it's actually kind of cool.
Whoa.
Which I was not expecting. It's just, I don't like the character. I'm gonna just say that I
Right.
don't. But seeing this kind of backstory and her rationale, because it's a combination of a couple different things, it's really, she fits. It's really cool.
Okay.
I kind of dig it.
Wow.
I was not expecting to.
Yeah,
I really do dig it.
Just like you, man. Harley was a beautiful, magical lightning in a bottle type thing. So to try to create a new Harley is like blasphemous. Like you don't do that.
It's Harley.
But okay, Punchline. I guess maybe because Harley seems to exist both for the Joker and without.
Yeah.
But Punchline, obviously,
She's
at
very,
the end of a
at
joke.
this point, attached.
Yeah, like, huh. All right, I'll give it a shot. One that we both read, AfterShock Comics, Miskatonic, Mark Sable, Giorgio Pontrelli.
So this is one that upsets me, and it upsets me at myself, because I had been in talks with AfterShock to do a store exclusive for this.
Really?
And
Oh.
this is also during time. It was just me and Scott at the shop.
Right.
Lost track of time.
Right.
Wasn't able to get the timing right. It's like, crap. It's one that I really dug the vibe for. I was playing Canadian rules football and punted on third down because this book was so freaking good.
This book was awesome. This book was awesome. So
sorry,
forgive
Aftershock.
the
I messed
parlance. It's all good. It's not your fault.
I'm
man. It's
sorry,
not your fault.
AfterShock.
Listen, okay, so I'm going to say this as proudly as I possibly can. If you were a fan of Lovecraft Country, right? Definitely check this out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put it like this. If you felt like there was a cultural wall that you couldn't get through because Lovecraft Country was from a specific perspective, this might be the one for you because it's similar content, similar context, but from a different perspective. And maybe, some of the historical references that Lovecraft Country makes is a little too heavy. It's not exactly what you're into. This might work because it's a similar thing, just a totally different group of people that I think right on time for this book to come out. The timing of this, I'm impressed. I am 100% impressed.
And it hits all of the Lovecraft triggers.
Yep.
Arkham.
Yes.
Miskatonic.
Yes.
Innsmouth. Dagon.
Yes.
The fish people. It's all
there.
So
It's
cool.
all there.
Yeah. And
it's all there.
Who's it? Pippa Boland. Colors. Amazing.
Stellar.
Just really
Absolutely stellar.
Really, you just nailed it.
Yeah.
And, I screwed up. There should have been a Comic Town variant.
I mean, maybe you can bring it back on a reprint, something like that.
Maybe. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's just so so good.
Yeah. Which I think this is like such a cool, interesting way to explore more of that style of storytelling, and it's good. It's good.
And it's part of taking back that genre of horror that had been kind of like resigned as like goofiness and characters, but no, Providence, Black Stars Above, Miskatonic. It's really,
there's some horror here. Respect it, 100%. Man, I like that. That's good stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so we got all three of the same here
for the acrylics.
Where do you want to start?
That's a toughie. I want to end on one of those two.
Okay.
Which I guess by mathematics makes this one.
Amazing Spider-Man number 52. We've got Spencer, Gleason, Delgado. This one, the whole reason why I picked this up is because of you.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying so. There is a major reveal. Stay away from spoilers online because they will be aplenty, considering what it is.
Pictures, possibly even, because it's something that is one of those page turn at the end.
Yeah.
The climactic fight between Peter Parker and the new villain Kindred takes place in this issue.
Yes.
Parker's trying to figure out a way to get around the death trap that Kindred has set up for his friends and family. And wow. Like,
this is a very
it's so messed up
Joker in-game kind
Right?
of thing to
Right?
do there.
because it took
I
me
felt
a
a certain
second.
kind of way about it.
I was like, are those the real?
I was hoping that they weren't. Like, I'm
But
really
I think
hoping.
I think they are.
That's
so
terrible.
that's
just wrong on many
Yeah.
levels. Like,
but
come on, this could be. It's a dream, right? Hopefully, it's a dream.
it's got to be right.
I hope
Like,
so, because if it's not a dream, okay, let's just put it like this: if it's not a dream, considering the tenacity of this fight,
Yes, because it's a legit knockdown, drag out, 20 pages of fighting.
like they are desecrated beyond redemption. Like they're destroyed. Like you,
Yeah.
like okay,
is it a way for
no, like I think that's like desecration is the only word that you can use there because there's no coming back from that. Like
Yeah,
you gonna scoop that up? You gonna put it in a jar? Like you probably could put all of them in a jar at that point.
maybe?
That's so terrible.
Yeah, it's one of the most brutal issues since the Red Goblin story arc.
I agree. I agree. Although I still just, man, you know what? No, I'm a rant. Okay, the Red Goblin story arc was amazing. However, it had a huge opportunity, and I don't know who's responsible for dropping the ball, but it should have been the arc where Peter Parker has now become like sensitive to the symbiotes. That should have happened. That should have been the gift that Venom gave him when he gave him the symbiote. It should have been that it turns on the spider sense to symbiotes. That would have been amazing. Okay, I'm off. I'm back.
Now the tough part.
Yeah.
Trying to decide which of these to end with, because we've got Scarenthood by IDW.
Yes.
And we've got Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl #1 from Image Comics.
Yes. All right.
Maybe have Jeremy, which one? Which
one would you do?
Go with Kick-Ass because you guys have talked about Scarenthood.
Okay. So this is it's kind of crazy. This is a crossover that we have legit been waiting for.
Yeah.
Since the relaunch of Kick-Ass and the New Girl series, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of nutty, really, to have like a legacy independent character and then have them collide with the non-legacy, like the original, the OG character from before. Obviously, like, Hit Girl having gone on this world tour and is coming back to, you know, kind of take her home, which is dope, is utterly brilliant. Now, here's the warning that I'll give you. This is the preamble. This is the beginning
This is getting
of the story.
both of those characters in the same place at the same time.
So if you're thinking that this is just going to jump in and be like, oh, this is crazy off the top, like Steve Niles is a far more methodic storyteller than just the bombastic action. Not to say that there's not bombastic action here,
There's a ton.
because there's plenty. Like, matter of fact, there's a sequence here that I'm like, if Robert Rodriguez directed this,
the business meeting in the desert.
Yep. Because I'm like, yeah, that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling from this. I love every bit of it. But so, like, Patience, I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
Like, she's rocking a hard place kind of spot here.
Because from the previous series, she ends up taking over a independent pharmaceutical distribution company.
Well said.
And-
Not Rycor.
Not Rycor,
If
definitely
the
not
feds are
Rycor.
listening. Not Rycor.
And there is a family relation that has a husband involved in it in a way that shouldn't be.
Right.
And ends up crossing a line where Patience has to make a decision that involves life and death.
Yep.
She chooses death.
She does.
And now she's picking up the pieces, and she's seeing what all has grown from the seeds that she's sown.
Exactly.
And she's not happy with it.
No. And the thing that I love about Patience is she is the living example that absolute power does not corrupt absolutely, because as much as she has amassed power, like literal underworld power, she has turned it around and framed it into doing good works, like literal Samaritan deeds. This whole thing is so dope.
Yeah.
It is super dope. And of course, you know, Mindy is making her way back home, and she's still Mindy about it, like on every level. The question I have though is, how bad is this going to get before Mindy listens? Because she's not the most, she's not patient like at all.
Yeah.
Like, so for Patience to be like, hey, listen, no, this is what I'm doing. Is Mindy going to hear it? Like this takes like the superhero misunderstanding out the window, because it's not a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Like technically she is a drug dealer.
You're a drug dealer. You're doing
technically
that.
That's what she's doing. She's hoarding everything, but it's perspective. So yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, and Marcella's art is so Azzarello, so 100 Bullets, which is an incredibly high praise. It's,
very much so.
It's amazing. Yes,
Fantastic.
highly recommend.
I cannot wait. All right, so book of the week. Crazy, came out of nowhere. Didn't expect any part of this. There's a lot of story.
Yeah,
too,
it's a really big book too. Scarenthood #1. Nick Roche and Chris O'Halloran, and Nick is most well known from his work with Transformers.
Right.
And so it was interesting seeing him step away from that and into a horror comedy.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because like as I'm reading this, I mean, Scarenthood. Okay, let me be frank here.
That's a good ass name.
That's a dope title.
Yeah,
okay,
a really good name.
I picked it up because I was like, oh, that's clever. What is this? I don't even know, but I got to pick it up. I didn't even recognize that this said R.I.P. on the front. I didn't even recognize. So just getting into it, like it's very character driven. And when the horror is presented, it is done in the most realistic, cynical way possible, and then it goes, and that's. Like, I can't even imagine. Can you imagine? Because it's this moment right here.
Right. When you find out.
No.
Yeah.
No way. Not possible. Yeah.
Right. So what the story centers around is this group of parents who their kids all attend the same school.
Right.
And for whatever reason, most of the parents there entertain themselves with like conspiracy theories and horror stories, and this one dad just doesn't want to have anything
there.
Yeah, and through this series of interactions, that like their parent interactions are so much cooler than mine, but they find out that one of the other parents. There's all these horror stories and ghost stories about the school that they're going to, like, oh, this happened here, and this was
whatever, hogwash.
And you find out one of them is actually true, because it happened directly to one of the parents, and it sets in motion this thing where, almost like Truth or Dare,
it's so perfect.
And there's ghosts. It's
like an '80s movie, but with grown-ups in it.
Yeah,
where they should know better,
right? But it's what is so fun about it to me is. It's kind of like a checkerboard or a chessboard where there's like two drastic things. There's like the one area where the interactions are so much fun, right? And the jokes are, Bono invented it. I know he had to have invented it. And then you go to those scary like moments, like the garage scene.
That's not okay.
Yeah,
that was.
That was you're right. The thing at because what could be more terrifying than that from a parental perspective?
Right? Like what? Wait, no, this is. But. Because you can't explain it.
Yeah.
As much as he tries, like he's like, I know this sounds ridiculous. Like absolutely
There's
ridiculous.
There's no explanation for it.
But his comeback is so great. He's like, I'm a parent. You're a parent. Would you? And they're like, well, no. And he's like, okay. Right. Like, so then I mean this. Like, that's, This was an awesome read. Yeah. This definitely wins because it was unexpected. I did not.
It was such a pleasure.
Yeah. I didn't know that I was going to enjoy this as much as I did.
Yeah.
Fair warning, this is written with a vernacular.
Yes. You will hear the accent.
Yes. Everyone has an accent. You'll hear it definitely. So just be prepared. Like it's not even like a warning, like it's bad. Just be prepared so that you're not like, did they misspell this? No, they did not misspell it. It's
pretty awesome. Is Nick Irish?
He might be because that's the vibe that I got here. I don't know if is it Irish or is it possibly Northern English?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a lookup.
Yeah,
because there were some of the characters definitely reminded me of my grandma.
Okay,
and just like I'd hearing her talk and get angry as I did stupid stuff as a child, which was legitimate. Like I was a stupid kid. It didn't stupid. Like I was smaller,
right?
So the same amount of stupid, but it was more concentrated. Yeah.
Okay.
So good. And this is another thing IDW offered, and IDW, Boom Studios, AfterShock #1s. There are these companies that are working with retailers. Because IDW made this strip cover returnable, I ordered bigger on it.
No doubt.
And this is one we can get in people's hands. I'm sure other retailers. So to the smaller press companies that are doing stuff like this, thank you.
Right.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it is getting books into people's hands. That's
awesome.
Normally I'm like, I got to make a cut.
Right.
But
right.
no, I'm safe.
When the risk is minimalized.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that as an independent creator, we don't understand that very well. So I think that's something that we should practice more. Like, not necessarily strip cover returnables, because we might not be able to afford that, but we should have in place like a buyback system that if things don't move for you in a certain amount of time, we gladly recoup, or reimburse you something. Yeah. And, then we can turn around and sell it ourselves later. Like that should be part of the process. But we'll get better, baby. That's what we'll do. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, click that like button, because we need that good like validation in our lives. And if you want more of this,
subscribe.
Yeah.
It's just that easy. Hit that and then the bell. Bing.
Boom. Every week we get dropped in your DMs because we're here every week, except for that one time that we
one
weren't.
time.
But that was different.
Yeah.
And it itched. So I'm sorry.
Sometimes cortisone cream don't take care of that.
I didn't even have any. I used mayonnaise.
Maybe Big Mac sauce next time. Ba 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 ba.